Running. Going to be a fun next 20 minutes or so. Welcome. If you're just joining us, we're being joined by a soon-to-be record-setting point guard for Boise State. His first year with the program, Alvaro Cardenas, the transfer from San Jose. And we haven't had a chance, Al, to get you in the Row Paint studio. What do you think, huh? Welcome to the show. You ready for this?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I love the studio.
Pretty cool, man. This is where we work every day. We just hang out here and look at pictures of all these sports guys and talk about sports. So pretty easy. Do they have sports radio in Spain?
I mean, yeah, they do. Of course they do. I've been to a couple, but yeah, it didn't look like this.
Nice, man. I'll take that as a compliment. Alvaro Cardenas with us here at 5 o'clock. I guess I'll just start the season. You guys are on your second bye week. Big game. They're all huge from here on out, but obviously San Diego State means a little something more in this league. But as you get ready for that game and kind of the stretch run of the season, where are you guys right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. Obviously, we lost some games that we should have won. But overall, I think the team is getting a lot better. I think our defense has taken a big step forward. We won 4 in a row. Like I said, we're getting better, and I think we have a good chance right now with 7 games left to, make a statement and beat some of those teams that beat us earlier in the year.
Alvaro Cardenas, again, with us, the assist record, you're hearing a lot about that. We're talking a lot about that on the show. We think it's a big deal. It's a major statistic in basketball, single season record holder. You will be after your next, 2 assists, I believe, Prater, for the record, 1 to tie.
2, baby.
2 to break it. Was that at all on any type of list or in your head? I know you only get 1 year here and you want to make the most of it. Leaving as the school's single season assist leader, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's pretty cool that I'm going to break that record. It's definitely something I had my eye on.
You did?
But yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I checked it. Once I committed, I'm like, okay, let's see these records that I want to break. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty special. But to be honest, like I've said before, if I don't get a single assist the rest of the year and we win the next 7 games, then I'll be even more happy.
We've been interviewing athletes about records for 25 years on this show. I don't think anybody's ever said, yeah, I'm aware of the record or it's something I wanted to pursue. But the assists are different because the assists are a team stat, an unselfish stat. It could probably be the best thing to chase in terms of being an unselfish record with individual accomplishments, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably very true. I think I'm just kind of a generous guy. And I really enjoy passing the ball, and I'd rather get my teammates an open look and a bucket rather than get my own. So it's definitely pretty cool.
Did you expect to blow it away? I mean, I think you're at 164. Lashard Anderson, 165 is the record. Dude, you could get 200.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to get 200, most likely.
Love it.
And yeah, I mean, I talked to Coach Rice, I remember in my visit, and he and I had the same vision. He wanted me to lead the country in assists.
Okay.
And we thought we could make it happen. Obviously, right now I'm not there. There's some guys putting up some crazy numbers.
But you're right there, dude. You're in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, top 10, whatever, 7, 8, whatever it is. But like I said, it doesn't really matter now that we're in season. What we're worried about is just getting wins. And the coaches are just really putting me in good situations for me to create and help my teammates.
Scoring, I felt certain times like, maybe you need to be more aggressive on offense. Maybe not. How does Alvaro know? Because you are a scorer. You can score the ball.
Yeah.
You could be second on this team in scoring here at the end of the year. Like, how does Alvaro know? I mean, you said you love passing and I love that, but when you're saying, dude, maybe they need me to score a little more now, how do you decipher the sweet spot there, man?
Yeah. No, that's something that I've had, struggle in the past. I think this year I'm doing a good job of it. And I'm really just taking what the defense gives me. It's not like I'm going with an idea of, I want to pass this ball when I come out of a pick and roll, or I want to shoot it. I'm kind of just reading the game. And you have to be a threat to score, or else it's much harder to get assists, But I think it's been a process to get used to this team, understand the role that I have, and understand what the team needs. And I feel like since we started conference, I've been feeling more confident with my shot, with, my role on the squad, and just being able to also score the ball, because I feel like I'm pretty good at it too.
Yeah, and just coming out of that, that rock bottom loss and the refocus, you've been on fire, double-digit minutes, double-digit points, just on fire, taking care of the ball. All right, here's the tricky one for you. Let's see how honest and sincere you can be. Who's your favorite player to pass to?
I got to say Tyson Diggin.
Nice.
I mean, I feel like everybody knows that. That's my guy. And he just doesn't miss, so it's pretty easy.
I was hoping you would say that. And he's our favorite. He's behind us a few times there. He's even up there on the wall. But what is it about the comfort level of a point guard knowing you have to distribute the ball? Because and I won't ask you who the least favorite player is to pass the ball, but everybody has one because it's about the dependability. What is it about the comfort level of knowing Tyson Degenhart's always going to convert for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, if I'm being honest with you, that's something that I looked at before I made any decision about where I wanted to commit. And that's something that I talked about with the coaches because obviously you're only as good as your teammates are and the people that surround you. And I mean, I knew Tyson was coming back. I knew Omar Stanley was coming back. And I know those were two guys that were going to convert around the rim. And Tyson has a great shot, Omar as well. So, yeah, playing with Tyson is amazing. He's, a legend here. He's going to have a statue by the time he's done.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Nice, Alvaro. You got to talk to JD about that.
Yeah,
he loves statue talk, by the way.
He does, right? Yeah. No, it's great to play with him, a player of his caliber. It makes my life easier.
You grew up in Spain, a huge Real Madrid soccer fan. Your father was involved with the game of basketball as a coach.
Yep.
Just take us through. I know you've told your story before, not really with us on this show, but just growing up, falling in love. What made you fall in love with basketball when in Spain, especially following a Real Madrid? It's like if I grow up a huge New York Yankee fan and then decide to be a pickleball player or a tennis player.
Okay, but here's the thing though. Madrid also has basketball team. They don't only have a soccer team. Football is what we call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I started playing soccer until I was 14 years old. And I kind of got tired a little bit of the environment and how soccer is back home. A lot of fights, just not the best atmosphere. Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad never wanted to push me to play basketball. He wanted it to be my decision, but he did have a little push in the back, and I'm glad I made my decision. It was probably the best decision of my life. So around 14, 13, I started playing basketball, and it was great.
So your dad was your coach, or at least started off with that as your dad as the coach. I don't know if he was always your coach. How does that work? I mean, here in America, you play junior high basketball, you play YMC basketball, JV basketball, varsity basketball. There, it's more club oriented.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of just talk, when you first started playing basketball at 14, with or without your dad, what did that look like?
Yeah. So I first didn't start with my dad. I was in a club that was because I had been playing, but just not like in a club, more for my school. So I started playing in like the best club in my city. And I had 2 good years there, but then after that, I realized that it wasn't the right club for me. They weren't playing me. I was a late bloomer. And even though I was a really talented player, they just, they didn't see that. They just play the stronger and faster guys. So then I decided to switch to the club that I ended up playing until I was done with high school. My dad was the president in that club. He was my assistant coach with let's say the junior team, the under 16, under 18. And he was also the head coach for the men's team. And that's where I think I got the best part of both sides, because I was able to be the main guy with the guys my age and have that confidence, be able to make mistakes and learn from that. But at the same time, I was playing with grown men that are semi-professionals, and I got to earn my minutes.
How old were you here?
I was 16 when I first played with them.
Wow.
15, 16. And yeah, I mean, we played in the 4th league in Spain, which is still a pretty competitive league. And it was the perfect mix of
you
both
get
things.
paid for that? Like
some players do.
16, you weren't though. You weren't. I mean, some get paid, some don't.
No, so for in the club level, if you're under 18, you're not getting paid. But once you get to the senior team, you can get paid. And for example, in my club, there wasn't that much money, so only 3-4 players got paid, and it wasn't that much, But the younger guys never got paid.
Prater in the ball game. Alvaro Cardenas in studio with the Boise State point guard. Spain, man. The first time I knew about Spanish basketball was the '92 Dream Team, Barcelona, the Olympics, and all that. But I've seen Spain. You've seen it since maybe the Dream Team. All of a sudden, it seems like every Olympics, the team Spain gets better equipped, more NBA guys. Like Alvaro, they're taking their hoops really seriously in that country. Maybe even to the point where they'll be able to beat Team USA in one of those big Olympic World Basketball Championship events. You've grown up in the era of Spain basketball meaning something. What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, we are world champions 2006, 2019. We just haven't won the Olympics yet. But I think we earned the respect of a lot of Americans in those 2008, 2012 Olympics, where we went toe-to-toe with those teams, LeBron, D-Wade, Carmelo. And I mean, I was growing up watching those guys. And right now, like I was telling you guys before, we're kind of in the middle of a generational change where, the Pau Gasols, Marc Gasol, Sergio Rodriguez, Ricky Rubio, Fernandez, all those guys are coming to the end of their careers. And now we got the up-and-coming guys like Santi Aldama, the Hernan Gomez brothers, and just some young kids are really talented. So, yeah, basketball, I would say, is definitely the second most important sport in Spain.
All right, I like basketball, but I like Spain more, I think. And if I could steal a couple of quick questions here, I'm more interested, or just equally as interested in the whole Spain thing and where you grew up. And I'm fascinated by international travel and all that kind of stuff. Granada, about a southern coastal town, about an hour from the coast, if I remember right. Mm-hmm. What's that like? I mean, what were you like as a kid when you're not playing basketball, when you're not playing soccer, when you're just a snot-nosed kid out there running around with your friends? What do you do? And just talk about growing up in that environment.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing city. And like you said, it's like 45 minutes from the coast, but you also got the mountains right there, and you have a ski resort.
Like the Sierra Nevadas, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah. I'm glad you know that. So yeah, I mean, it has everything. And with my friends, we did all type of stuff. We go cliff jumping, we skateboard, we surf, we snowboard. So yeah, we've tried every single sport there is. We do parkour. I don't know, everything that we can think of.
So if you're going to take an old fat radio guy from Idaho to Spain, and we're going to vacation for a week, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, definitely first take you downtown. You got to see the Alhambra. Is one of the most beautiful monuments in the world. It's a Muslim palace that was, that even though the Christians conquered when the Muslims were living there in 1492, it still remained in place. It's amazing, beautiful. Got to take you to Sierra Nevada, take you to the coast. We got to go eat some tapas, which I don't know if you know what it is, but
tapas, appetizers, finger food.
Exactly.
Sounds delicious.
You order a drink and you get food with it.
Yeah.
I'll take it, Alvaro.
Exactly. So it's amazing. It's just a really cool city. It has a lot to do.
What's your favorite part of Idaho?
I think I went to the Sun Valley not too long ago. I went on a really nice hike around like Ketchum, that area.
Yeah.
It was super nice.
Alvaro Cardenas with us. We can open up the Taco Bell hotline. If anybody has a question for Alvaro, you want to talk to soon-to-be record-setting point guard, call 208-424-9300. Screen them tough, KJ. We don't want any McGillicuddies coming on talking to our point guard, Prater. So make sure they're smart fans. Kidding aside. 20 years from now, when basketball isn't a thing, is Alvaro back living in Spain, you think? Family, settling down, whatever it is you're doing for work? Or, man, you dig the States, man? Could you kind of be an American?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know yet. I definitely like the Spanish culture a little bit better. I would lie if I said I didn't.
Yeah.
I really enjoy being back home, and people are really open and welcoming. And that's honestly something that I'm really surprised about Idaho, in particular, Boise, more than San Jose, that people are really friendly, and it's been great so far. But I could see myself here. I want to coach once I'm done playing, so we'll see where that takes me.
Yep.
Probably all over the world, so I don't know.
And doing research for this segment, I read one of your assistant coaches, or maybe it was a head coach, somewhere along the way. And it's not easy being an international student. It's not easy being a transfer portal student. It's not easy coming over here and playing basketball. And then you throw in COVID and visas and paperwork and all that other nonsense.
Wow.
And all the things that have come at you in life. And it seems like you've had a pretty blessed life, but we're all juggling stuff. This coach said, and I quote, "There is nothing that he cannot handle." Where did that come from?
I have to say it comes from my family. I've seen my parents work really, really hard their whole lives. I've, got into it with my brother a million times, playing back in the backyard, basketball and stuff like that. But I think it comes from, I feel like I've always been underrated my whole life. I feel like I've always been overlooked. I was never in a big club in Spain. I never thought I was good enough.
You said late bloomer physically. Yeah.
Physically, never played for one of those big clubs. I played in a really small club that nobody has heard of. I always took pride, and I try to prove myself and try to be the person that I know I can be. So
Spanish basketball, like the future of it. Are you in their version of the Olympic program, developmental program? Like, for example, am I crazy for suggesting on the radio that Alvaro Cardenas maybe at some point could be a contender for the Spanish national team and play in the Olympics? with your country? I mean,
Yeah, I don't think you're crazy at all. In fact,
Thank you.
I believe it's gonna happen.
Nice.
okay.
And like I said, I've been overlooked my whole life. I never got called to the national team, but after last year with San Jose, I got a call and I played with the under 22 Spanish national team. Played a tournament with them, which was one of the best moments of my life. It was an honor to represent Spain. And after this year, once college basketball is done for me, and whatever happens when I go pro, that's one of my goals in life. I want to go to the Olympics. I want to represent Spain, and
Love it.
I'm going to do everything in my hand to do that.
European point guard. That's a phrase that we've been talking a lot for the last year. And I think in a good way, Leon Rice is addicted to the European point guard. Now, I know he's got a couple of young ones on the roster now that may be point guards of the future, but I've always kind of jokingly predicted on here that once you came and left, Leon would go out and get a European point guard every single year. You're a hell of a fun watch. You're doing great things here. I would imagine Leon has to pursue that. When you hear the phrase European point guard, what does that mean, and how have you spoiled Leon Rice, who calls you the best point guard he's ever coached?
Yeah, it's interesting because the one call I never expected was a Boise State call.
Really?
Yeah, because you guys have been here for a long time. Since I've been here in the Mountain West, they never had like a true point guard. They've had really good players, but Marcus Shaver wasn't a true point guard. He's more of a combo guard. Even Roddy is not like a natural point guard in itself, So
Emmanuel Acott,
exactly
6'7" running the point a few years ago.
Of
Yeah,
course,
you're right.
Those guys are not true point guards. So I always thought they wanted a more, maybe athletic guard that can like really, really get downhill. So I never thought it would happen, but I think after they lost those games of the March Madness, I think they wanted to maybe switch it up and try a more traditional point guard. So I just try to play the game the right way and find my teammates.
Do you feel like, based on what you just said, do you feel like there's any extra pressure on you to be the point guard that takes Boise State to its first NCAA tournament win?
Yeah, you could call it pressure, but I don't see it that way. I'm truly like having a lot of fun this year. I'm enjoying being a part of Boise State, being part of a winning program, and we still got a long road ahead of us, and we think we can do great things. So to me, it's more than pressure. It's just an honor to be part of this, and yeah, there is that pressure to accomplish something that's never been done before.
Is Leon recruiting a European point guard, as you know, right now?
I have no idea.
I thought I would ask. I would ask.
Let's go to the Taco Bell hotline. Jordan in Boise is up. Jordan, welcome to Idaho Sports Talk. You have a question for Alvaro Cardenas. Go for it.
Hey, gentlemen. First of all, Al, thanks for taking a chance on Boise State and becoming part of Bronco Nation. It's been a super amazing treat. I think the crowd recently, and so many spectacular plays from you, we've been enjoying chanting "Ole, Ole, Ole." How are you liking that? And then one other just quick thought, number 11 was perfect for you. That is a special number for Bronco Nation. You're an excellent passer. You wear it well.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I missed it.
Kick to the Kellen Moore, number 11, the quarterback. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I have heard the chants a couple times, and I'm really pleased about them, honestly.
You like them?
I love them. I love them.
It's nice having fans in the building. Huh?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I see what you did there.
Cheap shot.
I see what you did there. Yeah, it's been great. I've heard them a couple times. I'm usually locked in the game, but some people have told me, and I've really enjoyed them. Yeah.
Alvaro Cardenas with us, Prater on the ball game. 208-424-9300. If anybody else wants to get in on that and ask Alvaro a question, be our guest. If for some weird, crazy reason it happens or something happens where, whoa, there's another year of eligibility in 3 months, would Alvaro Cardenas probably be more leaning towards, hey, it's time, college was great, I got to go get paid, I got to make a living, I want to be professional? Or if you do get another year back, crazier, weirder things have happened. Would you consider coming back and playing another year at Boise State?
That's a good question. I'm not even trying to think about that right now. What I'm really focused on is what I'm focused on is getting to March Madness, winning some games, and then after that we'll see. But it's definitely something I would consider.
All right, last one for me. And back in my house, and this is a little bit more of a personal question, but back in my house, the wife is a big basketball. We go to all the games together. Mm-hmm. She raised 2 basketball playing sons. She used to work and still worships the Utah Jazz. and she told me if I didn't come home with a telephone number of Ricky Rubio, I wasn't allowed in the house tonight. You by chance don't have Ricky Rubio's telephone number, do you?
No, I don't. I wish I did, but
can you tell me at least that he's a good guy or not a good guy? Or I don't know if you know him, but I'm assuming you grew up kind of following him. I don't idolizing him might be a little bit strong, but the Ricky Rubio factor, good guy, bad guy?
I mean, I've heard great things about him, and he's an amazing player. I obviously look up to him a lot. He's an idol, and everybody talks good things about him, but I can't speak on his character because I really don't know him.
But if you can get his phone number, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Alvaro. San Diego State on Saturday. You've played at Viejas in a different uniform, but it's still the same thing. And you said, hey, there's a lot of meat left on the bone with this team this season. I know some of the fans don't always act like it because it's like it has to be perfect. And if it's not, then what's going on? But, give the fan base, throw them a bone, if you will, right now. Tell them it's going to be okay. You guys got this, and you guys have a lot of games left and still a lot of time, right?
Yeah,
to do everything you wanted this year, which is go to the damn tournament and win a stinking game.
Exactly. I mean, like you said, there's still a lot of seasons left. We got 7, 8 really, really important games that can, change the season for us. And I know maybe the season didn't start like people expected it to be, but I mean, it's still a long season. We still got great things ahead of us, and we need the support from people. We need people to come to the games. We need to have a great atmosphere when we play New Mexico at home, when we play Colorado State at home, when we play Utah State at home. We need Extra Mile Arena to be packed, and for that, and for us to win, we need people to show up.
Let's get it. Alvaro Cardenas, and that's why you listen to Idaho Sports Talk for great interviews like this on Prater in the ball game. One quick thing, Prater, I'll bet you anything Alvaro wants to make sure he gets the assist on Tyson Degenhardt's record-breaking basket, huh? What do you think on that, Alvaro? You're making sure you get that assist, huh?
I'm gonna make sure that happens.
All right.
The first one will be a freebie. The second one going straight to Tyson.
Yes.
There we go.
Prater in the ball game.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studio, this is Ticket Traffic.
Drive Check brought to you by Edward Jones.